TIFU by making sure a coworker was wearing pants. I'd been tasked to assist a colleague with updating items on our organization's webpage. She'd already done the updates, but didn't quite grasp the upload process in our content management system. So I was glad to assist. We didn't have access to the conference room. So I brought my laptop to her desk, only to discover that it was low on power. Where I needed to sit wasn't close to the wall or an outlet, so I was going to have to run a power cable. I went to my office to retrieve one, then came back and started to crawl under the desk opposite hers to get to an electrical outlet. Which is when I realized the desks didn't have panels all the way to the floor. So I popped back up, looked at my coworker and said, before I start climbing around down there, you're wearing jeans today, right? Quote. She guffawed, almost brayed. Yes. Yeah. Good thing you checked. Huh? Quote. I got connected and we got the job done in less than a half hour. But during that time she kept referring back to me being under her desk and alluding to things like, while you're down there. Right as we finished, she squeezed my bicep and said, I'm just teasing you. Hun. Right? Quote. Reader. I'm not 100% sure she is. TLDR. I tried to not be a pervert and ended up getting mildly perved upon. Reminds me of an early episode of the IT Crowd. You basically said, hi. I'm actively not a creep. Quote. Which with how many men are creeps? Translated for this woman as, I can be safely flirty with this person. I thought you making that comment was going to make things weird and somehow come back to bite you. Instead, you received the brunt of things. Assuming she doesn't try to keep doing this, you can probably wash your hands of this whole thing. So, are you into it? Did the jokes bother you? Did you ask her to stop making those jokes? If you were fine with it, then no problem. But if it made you uncomfortable, then this is sexual harassment. When I first started out, while working on a project with a bunch of other attorneys, I ended up having a long conversation with an older 60s male coworker about photography because I noticed he also had a little point and shoot camera he carried everywhere. Prior to cell phone cameras being worthwhile, I did the same thing and we had a nice conversation regarding photography. At the end of it he offered to share some of his photos and I said sure, I'd send some of what I did too. You can probably guess where this is going. The photos shared were initially some not so impressive light and dark contrast, artsy shots of random objects. And then I clicked to the next one. Full frontal nudity. He had sent me his own nudes. Did I mention his wife was working in our project group too? Yeah. I sent some of the photos I took, which were usually macro photos of bugs and the like. I never talked with him about photography or his photos. If the roles were reversed, you would be an hour. She sounds like a creep. I'm sorry, op. The squeezing your bicep is physical harassment, so take it what you will. But you can probably say you felt she was blackmailing you into getting away with the grope if push comes to shove. Sounds like that's not the only thing that popped up, am I right? That's really creepy. I'm sorry, op. Sad face.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.